Hey guys, by the way, I'm Evraj and assistant professor SNS Tech. So I'm going to teach about the topic is mechanics of automobile components. So regarding this, I am going to discuss in very detail by through the lecture series. So please kindly keep watching about this kind of videos more for more understanding regarding the mechanics of automobile components. So here, before we enter into this topic, we just need to see where the mechanics has been started and what are the types of mechanics are there. So let me see in detail. So generally, this engineering mechanics can be classified into three different categories. One is called mechanics of rigid bodies, mechanics of deformable bodies, mechanics of fluids. This rigid bodies has been again classified into statics and dynamics. That statics, we know that it is deals with the forces when the body is at rest, wherever in case of dynamics it deals with the forces when the body is in motion. So again, this dynamics has been classified into kinetics and as well as the kinematics. So let me see in detail one by one. So if you enter into the mechanics, we have to know the what is meant by mechanism, what is meant by kinematic links, and how the kinematic links and chain has been interconnected, in what ways the mechanism will improve the performance of the engine. So in all aspects we just need to see, but we have to know the basics of the components. So let me just see about this. So if you take about the basics here, the mechanism means it deals about the bodies which has been assembled in such a way that the motion causes either it may be in constrained motion and as well as the predictable motion. So generally these two different category, one is called 4-bar mechanism, this is number one, and this is number two, that is what you call that slider crank mechanism. So these two type of mechanism which has been used in various kind of forms, and also it has been followed in this way. We just go and see about the types and their modifications, what they made in mechanisms and how it has been supported in this. Let me see. So here let me discuss with one example. As I said that mechanisms has been classified in so many categories, but though it is the first mechanism what you're going to see is lathe machine. So we know that lathe is nothing but it is used for drilling, phasing and as well as turning operations which has been done. Okay, so it is totally about the machining process. But how the machine has been functioned and what mechanisms which has been used in that lathe machine. So that is what play a major role in this topic. So if you take a lathe machine, generally lathe has been functioned with the help of mechanisms which is what do you call that crank and slaughter lever mechanism. So lathe is used to convert the rotational energy of the chuck into the linear motion of the tailstock. So that is what it was mentioned here. It is available in one form to the another form. Okay, so let me see one by one about starting from the structure, that is what you call the static structure and as well as the dynamic structure. If you take a static structure, static means it is totally about a body which doesn't make a movement but it carries a load or otherwise it transfers the load. Let's take a common example is about Howrah Bridge. We know that Howrah Bridge is one of the remarkable landmark of our India. So it has been totally made by the metal structure and how the load has been transferred and also able to withstand the gravity force and as well as the weight of the components which has been traveled over the bridge. So in this way we are going to analyze this one by one. So here the structure is nothing but it is an assembly of the number of resistant bodies, which means it doesn't have any motion to take up the loads and there is a no relative motion takes place. That is what it was mentioned as a structure. So if you take the next case, as I said, the another basics which we touch is about the kinematic links and what are the types of kinematics or links are there, about the rigid, flexible and as well as the fluid links are there. So based upon the types of joints and count of the joints, we classified into binary, ternary and quaternary. Binary means we having a 2 joints, ternary means we have 3 and quaternary means we have 4. And rigid is about, it is about doesn't undergo the deformation. Flexible means undergo the partial deformation, and various in case of fluid link it has been undergone completely deformed. So these are the types of joints which we use it to find out how many joints which has been present in that mechanism. So for that we are using the formula that is about kinematic pair. So kinematic pair is nothing but it is a combination of pair or combination of two different elements which has transfer the motion. So that is what you call that kinematic pair. Here the word it was mentioned like completely constrained, successfully constrained and partially constrained, which means the constrained means it can transfer only in definite motion. It cannot make like a random motion. So that is what you call the constraint. So let me see in detail in our upcoming sessions. With this, I thank you to all.